Metal Gear Rising has quickly become my favorite hack and slash game besides Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. This game is just filled with a bunch of cool action sequences and cool cutscenes, cool combat, and everything about this game is just cool as hell. And it's crazy to see that this game came out back in 2014 and it still holds up so well to this day. I feel like this game is low-key slept on because I don't really hear too many people talk about this game. I've only heard about this game because I was playing Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2.
Snake, answer me! Snake! Snake!
And I was looking at the games that come after, and one of them, besides 3 and 4 and 5, there was a spin-off called Metal Gear Rising, and it's completely different from any of the Metal Gear games because it's not stealth or anything like that. It's just straight hack and slash gameplay, and you follow the main character Raiden, who was also the main character in Metal Gear Solid 1. This game follows the events after Metal Gear Solid 4, I believe, but you do not have to play Metal Gear Solid 4 to understand the story or what's going on because this game has its own story and it's actually a pretty decent one too. The story, of course, follows Raiden and him pretty much stopping this private military group that's trying to spread war. And yeah, I feel like you really play this game for more of the gameplay and action compared to the story, but the story there is pretty decent. I really like the villains too, especially their boss battles are really fun to fight. And that was one of the main highlights of this game too, with the bosses as well. And some of them can actually be pretty difficult, especially the final boss I struggled with a little bit. But the other ones weren't too difficult. But I'm sure if you bump up the difficulty, it can be a little bit more challenging, especially with the pairing mechanics, which I honestly wasn't a huge fan of, but it's something that grew on me over time when I was playing the game. I just wish the pairing was a little bit better because sometimes it can be a little bit inconsistent, and sometimes I feel like I'm just trying to parry, but it's not registering and it's not going through, and I just get fucking smacked. But that's okay because you live and you learn, and I eventually got better at it. So I guess that's more of a skill issue on my part. But a lot of the other mechanics I really like too, especially the slicing mechanic. There's a certain part on fights against enemies or bosses where you can just hold down the left trigger and you can just start swiping around with your right stick, and it feels really satisfying to do. And every time the part comes out, it's just never not fun to do. And I'm surprised not other games try to copy that mechanic. At least that I've seen. I don't know if other games try to copy that, but I just think that makes a game just more unique with that cutting mechanic. It's just so cool. And also doing it on normal enemies gives you back health, so there's more of a reason to do it. But overall, the combat is just very, very fun hack and slash gameplay. And yeah, I just want a little bit more from it because the game is a little bit short. You can beat it around 6 to 8 hours. Which I guess is one of the downfalls of this game, but of course you can always replay. And there's also like just training exercises you can do that you can unlock around the maps that you explore. But like in general, this game's so much fun that you'll most likely come back to replay it eventually. And one of my favorite parts of this game, besides the gameplay, the visuals, and the action, is definitely the soundtrack.
What I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
It's just so good. Like, I just been listening to it every day ever since I beat this game, and man, this soundtrack is just amazing. Like, it's probably one of the best soundtracks I've heard in the game, for sure. And if you haven't listened to it, I highly suggest checking it out. I also put one of the soundtrack songs in the intro, if you saw that. That's one of the songs in there, and it's pretty fire. But overall, this game is incredible. This is definitely one of the best hack and slashes you can pick up. And it's an older title, so it's cheaper, and it goes on sale a decent amount, especially on Steam. So if you see it's on sale, I highly suggest picking it up. And even at full price, I think it's definitely worth what you're getting. The game is just overall incredibly fun. The gameplay's addicting. The soundtrack is one of the best I've heard in a video game. And the story is pretty decent as well. And if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, you gotta play it. It's part of the Metal Gear series, even though it's not like a Metal Gear Solid game, but it's different and it's fun. And you would love this game even more if you're just a hack and slash fan in general. Like if you like Ninja Gaiden, if you like Bayonetta, if you like Devil May Cry, then yeah, this is definitely be like very fun for you even more. So I highly suggest picking this game up. It really sucks this game didn't get a sequel either. This game would have been an incredible spin-off series of the Metal Gear games. But hey, it's never too late. They can just make a sequel anytime. And I hope they do, but it's been over 10 years, so I'm not really too sure if that's going to be possible anymore. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.